y'all could introduce yourselves. Which one of you goes to Citrus?
Oh,
you do. Okay, cool. What's your major?
Audio engineering. It's actually how I got into this place. Well, we started kicking it with these guys for a while, but then how it came out to be that like I'd end up being their engineer was because we were kicking it, and then they found out that I was going to school for audio engineering because we were just chatting it up. And he was like, "What the hell? Check out this board." And I was like, "What the hell?" I was just sitting here, and I was like, "What did you guys do with these?" Like, "Nothing. We've done nothing with it. We just have all this like sweet gear." Yeah. And so they're like, "Oh, you should record on it, try it out." And then next thing you know, it's like, "You want to just work here and be our engineer?" I was like, "Shoot, why not?"
Y'all just released a new record, right? Mm-hmm. Cool, congratulations. What's drawing you all to just play kind of more mellow stuff? Because like a lot of stuff I've heard is like really crazy, but now it's just like a whole album of acoustic stuff. How did that transpire?
This album was a complete, like, it was not supposed to be an album. Like, I had written like the songs beforehand, like when I was like just here hanging out, you know, and learning the board and all that stuff, and it would be like 2 a.m. So one time I wrote the song Alone, which was the first song in the album, or not the first song in the album, but the first song I wrote for the album. And I wrote it like just learning the board, like literally like, oh, how would this, like, how did all these mics work at once and blah, 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 blah. So, you know, I was just like testing it out, and I wrote a song. And right before we left for tour, I wrote the song I Want to Sleep Forever. And I got the name because like I made a shirt like a few days before, and like the design was so dope. And after that, the whole tour, I was just like, I should just make this an album. Like it looks cool. Like there's a cool aesthetic going on. And then I wrote the song Take the Light Away when I was back. Take the light away from me to heal. I need some time away to really feel. I'm losing so much weight. Can't eat my meals. These were all acoustic stuff because I was just, you know, bored, just like jamming. And then like I told Randolph about it, and I told him I want one of his songs on it. And he was like, "Oh yeah, you should listen to an album." And yep, next thing you know, it's just like, oh, I guess we're making an acoustic album now. But it wasn't intentional, you know, like nothing is like intentional. We're just like doing it.
What's the approach that you take when you're writing music?
There's no approach. It's just like, I guess the approach is that there is no approach. Like you just do it, like whatever. You know, we're all into a bunch of different stuff. Like when Keanu started kicking with me more again, when he and I started jamming and stuff, he was like really into hip hop, like older hip hop.
A prophet is what it isn't. Yep. Fortified how you thinking. Scrutinize.
Like I had just gotten into that whole like surf punk craze, because I was into metal before that, and like punk and ska and all that. He taught me about one side of music, I taught him about another side. And then the more friends we started kicking it with, you know, just more influence. So it didn't make sense to like, why start all these bands? Why start all these projects when we could just do one crazy art project that's everything? So yeah, that is the approach. No approach.
Take it away, Johnny. From the back to the front, everybody. No, man, I see you. I will shoot you down if you don't do this.
I was pretty impressed by that, to be honest. I think that's really cool because not only are you really eclectic as musicians, but I think you're also you have like a consistency too. So it's kind of like it's not just like you sound like a bunch of different bands, and you sound like you. Is the next step as far as I mean I'm sure y'all are already starting to write new music and stuff. Like you said, one wasn't even released earlier. Are you gonna have like the same no approach, or is it kind of fulfill a mood or anything?
Well, Randolph's working on his own thing. Keanu and I have been working on. We have this project called The Goat, which is just a bunch of dope songs. It's kind of the same thing, no direction. I guess if anything, it has like it's more like we're just rapping and stuff, but it even has like R&B and stuff now. So we're gonna release The Goat Part 2. So we're working on that. It's just a bunch of different stuff. And like I said, there's no approach to it. It's just whatever we feel sounds tight.
Thanks, I got jokes for your girl, like I'm Eddie Griffin. We gonna film a little movie. I'm Ron Jim.
12 piece of gas in the back of the whip. We take it back outside and making it flip. A shorty a pool and I'm taking a dip. And she yell out for daddy, I'm making her drip.
So you mentioned that you just got back from tour. How long ago?
March?
So did you do a full U.S.?
Nah, it was from Portland to Texas.
Was this your first tour?
Yeah.
Can you just tell me about how it went generally?
It was, it was just, it's like a learning process, We're still super DIY, like everything is booked by us. It's not booked like through some agent or whatever. So
the first time, or the first half of the tour, it was random because we took an RV. Went up to Oregon, played for like just the people at the bar, and then played a dope ass house show in an RV. And then the second half we rented a van.
yeah, it was super cool. Yeah, we went to San Francisco in that RV too. And then we went, oh god, we took the worst Ford van in the world, like all the way to Texas, and it was just so uncomfortable.
Where did you play in Texas? What cities?
San Antonio and Austin.
Where'd you play in Austin?
In Austin, the first night we played at this place called Love Goat. And then the next night we were supposed to play a house show in San Antonio, but we got there and it was terrible. It was a dump. It was just terrible. It was just like the nastiest, most tweaker house ever. It was terrible. It was terrible. So we left. But then the next night was cool because then we got another show in Austin again. So we just drove back to Austin and played this cool bar show, got hella beer, got drunk, It's cool. Night after, we played a show in San Antonio in a living room, and that show was dope because we had like vegan catering and like it was just like a hella peeps, hella kids skating and like stayed out. We literally partied till like 4 a.m. and stuff.
So it seems like tour was pretty eventful.
It was very eventful.
Pretty crazy and a lot of experience.
Oh, Vegas was the most booked show though.
Vegas was definitely the most crazy. It was super rowdy, like the most, like just a rowdy, crazy punk show.
So any plans for another tour?
Yeah. After these projects come out, we're gonna definitely go on tour again.
Cool.
We're like just saving up and stuff. Well, U.S. definitely, and Mexico.
Nice.
U.S. and Mexico. It's all like in our range. It's just a matter of saving up and like really just like focusing on the music. Because for a long time, this band. We're not even a band really. We're just like an art project at this point. But it's like this whole thing. We've just been focusing on shows. Like actual performance. Now it's like this has been like a good time for us to just really focus on our craft and like like create, create more like material.
All right. Any last words? Anyone want to talk about what you feel about what you're feeling right now? What you feel about the future? What you feel about the past? Anything?
I love you. At everyone. Because there is no past, present, and future. There's right now. So you have to love everyone at once, not sometimes. Because sometimes it doesn't exist.
Eat Del Taco, go vegan, and don't eat at Arby's. And what Keanu said.
Listen to your teachers, do your work, graduate on time, please.
All right. Thanks, y'all.